guys, welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are doing well. Today I have a makeup routine for you guys because some of you have requested it. Now this is nothing fancy, this is nothing revolutionary, this is just simply my makeup routine. But before I do my makeup, I always prep my skin. Skin prep is crucial. I do have dry and flaky skin, so one way for me to avoid that is to exfoliate my skin. So I did actually do that last night. My current favorite exfoliator is the Sea Glow Resurfacing Scrub from Osea, which is also today's lovely sponsor. Osea is a vegan and cruelty-free seaweed-based skincare brand. They sent me the Sea Glow Resurfacing Scrub, and it is this fantastic physical exfoliator that uses tiny granules to gently, keyword, gently get rid of your dead skin. It also has a unique, bouncy marshmallow texture that feels really nice on the skin while cleansing. No extra pressure or tools are needed to deep cleanse. My skin feels baby smooth after this, and it also creates the perfect base so that my other skincare products can properly sink into my skin. The smell is absolutely divine. The best way to describe it is that it's like a cup of tea at a relaxing spa. It contains essential oils such as grapefruit, lemon, rose, lavender, basil, and jasmine. The smell is so comforting and not overwhelming or heavy at all. If you want to try it out for yourself, you can get 10% off with the code TINA10. And the link is in the description box down below for your convenience. Thank you so much, Osea, for introducing me to your amazing products and sponsoring today's video. So when I'm getting ready and doing my makeup, I usually kick things off with my brows. I've been using Sephora's retractable brow pencil in the shade Ebony. I start by making these little strokes at the ends, and then I work my way inwards for a more natural look. And lately, I've been really into having lighter and thinner brows. I used to go for the dark and bold look to hide my birthmark, but since I've gotten that removed, I've been going for like a lighter and softer brow vibe, which I absolutely love. And once I'm happy with the shape, I use the spoolie on the other side to kind of just brush things out and get rid of any harsh lines. Next up, I grabbed the Sigma eyeshadow base primer. It's got this like pinkish tint to it, and I'm totally cool with it. It does its job. Now, brace yourself because I'm still rocking with the Modern Renaissance palette from ABH. This palette has seen me through a lot, okay? It's been with me for so many years, and I still love it to this day. I start with a shade called Golden Ochre to even out the whole lid and kind of use it as my transition shade, making blending later on super easy. Then, depending on the day, I usually use raw sienna or burnt orange to add a little bit of depth to my lids, and then I'm just blending all of that out to how I like it, nothing crazy. Then I go in with the shade Antique Bronze, tapping that onto the outer corners of my lids. And once I'm kind of happy with the placement and shape, I usually brush the excess color off onto my hands. And then I just kind of blend everything together with the same brush. I'm all about that lazy but effective approach, I guess. So I'm using the same brush for every single color. I should probably mention that I do the same thing on the other eye, of course, but you know, not filming it just to keep things snappy. Gotta match our attention spans here. Then I use a fluffier brush like this with no color, nothing on it, and just kind of like blend it all together, making it look seamless. I usually like to go in with a lighter color on the center of my lids just to kind of make my eyes pop a little bit. I am using the shade Tempera with a small brush. Gotta curl my Asian straight lashes that grow downwards. This next part is really something that changed my eyeshadow eyeliner game, and that is that I tight line my upper waterline. It really adds another level of depth into my eyes without using falsies or like crazy lashes, but I am still a big fan of that winged eyeliner look, so this is how I do my eyeliner. I just add a little tail at the ends of my lids like this, using the NYX Brow Tint Pencil in the shade Espresso. It's not super intense, so mistakes are fixable. After drawing the line, I set it with a dark eyeshadow and I kind of blend it out just a little bit, fixing it so that it's even on both sides, and this will give me the liner look without sacrificing lid space. Now let's talk lashes. Waterproof mascara is a must for me to keep my curls in check. If I use regular mascara, it is just gonna fall down after like 5 minutes. My lashes have never looked this good, and I don't think it's just the mascara. I have been using a lash serum as well, and it has been working pretty well. So I am very, very excited about that. Now that we're done with the eyes, it's foundation time. I used the Fit Me foundation in the shade Natural Beige with my all-time favorite brush from Sigma. It's soft, blends like a dream, and it doesn't irritate my skin at all. A lot of the times when I do this patting motion, my skin gets a little bit irritated, but not with this brush because it's so soft. So I just kind of pat it on throughout my face, never swipe. Even when I'm in a rush, I just pat it on like super quick. I never swipe. Time for concealer. I am using the Fit Me concealer in the shade 10. It is a little bit light for me right now, but I am making it work until I finish it. I roughly blend it out like this, and then I let it set. Because sometimes when I just leave it to set after I dot it on, it kind of just becomes a little bit patchy and hard to blend out later on. While that's setting, I dive into cream bronzer, a NYX contour stick actually. It's a little bit too warm for contour, so I use it as a bronzer. It's very creamy and it blends really, really well. And I'm using the same foundation brush as before to blend everything out. Once that's done, I blend out my concealer with my fingers. No beauty blenders for me. They slurp up way too much product. I feel like my fingers do just fine, so I'm just gonna keep going with that. I blend a little bit upwards as well towards my liner and my eyeshadow to kind of give my face a little lift. Now that we have all of the cream products on our face, it's time to set it with powder so that everything lasts longer. A little bit under my eyes, my smile lines, and wherever things are looking a little bit too shiny. So I put a little bit on my forehead as well. To be completely honest, I'm not a huge fan of this powder though. I mean, it does its job, but it's so messy. It flies everywhere. I can never keep it in my makeup bag because it's just such a mess. But just like any other of my products, I am gonna use it until it's done. I mean, it does do the job, but just based on like the packaging, I really dislike this product. Now that I've set those areas, I'm also gonna set my cream bronzer with a powdered bronzer. I'm using this bronzer from Sigma in the shade medium, and I apply it with a big fluffy brush like this. Add some warmth to my cheeks, a little bit on my forehead, and just a little bit on my jawline as well, what's left of the brush, just to keep everything well blended and cohesive. Then I'm all about the blush for some sweetness and lightness, and also applying it with a smaller brush just to get a little bit more control. And it is buildable, so I just kind of go slowly until I like it. Okay, here comes a potentially controversial move, my nose contour. I keep it very simple. I use my eyeshadow brush from before, dust off the extra color, and then I add shadows along my nose. So a little bit along my nose bridge, a touch at the tip, and then also drag it up to my brow bone just to tie it all together. And then I add the tiniest dot of the Fit Me concealer on the middle of my nose like this. And then I just gently blend it out. For the lips, I am going for a pinkish nude lip using the NYX lip liner in the shade Nude Truffle. Line it carefully and really take your time on this one. You don't want a messy lip. And then I finish it off with a gloss. I know that this lip product is labeled as a lip oil, but it is totally a gloss. It is not a lip oil at all. It feels like a thick gloss, not even a thin gloss. It's a thick gloss, but it does have a really nice pink mauve tone to it that fits really well with the liner, and it just kind of evens out your lip color without doing too much. It's really perfect for every day. To lock everything in, I am using the Urban Decay's All Nighter Setting Spray. It melts all of those layers to one cohesive look. It gives it life, it gives it dewiness, but not oily, of course. And setting your face makes your makeup look a little bit more like skin. I know that this is not a skin or natural look, but it just makes it look better and not so powdery and cakey, especially on dry skin. And now that that has dried down, depending on the day, I might dab a tiny bit of the Rare Beauty Liquid Luminizer. I do this after setting spray to avoid a streaky look. When I set my face with powder or powdered bronzer, blush, adding liquid on top of that kind of gives it a streaky look and it has a really hard time to blend. So I like to put this on after setting spray to avoid all of that mess. You don't want to be doing all that and then just kind of messing up at the end. That is so unfortunate. Nope, your mind is not glitching. I am going back with the mascara to finish off the lower lash line. I like to do this after setting spray just to minimize smudging. If I really want this to stay on all day, if I know that I'm going to be out and about, I finish it off with a finishing spray. It's kind of like hairspray, but for your face. This will really set everything that you just kind of melted together. Now I'm just gonna fix my hair and then reveal the final result. Ta-da! And that is my go-to makeup routine. I always come back to this neutral style. I hope you enjoyed this rundown. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye, guys.